We're going to continue with systems of equations. We're going to do the example C next, which has to do with compound interest. Okay, so if you look here, it says $5,900 is invested, part at 12% and part at 6%. So the first thing I labeled was X and Y. You can see I have that labeled here. That's how much invested at 12%, how much invested at 6%. And since I know 5,900 was invested, if I add these two up, I should have 5,900, and this is my first equation. Okay, the second equation relates to the interest. The total interest that they made was $540. If I invested X amount at 12%, then X times the principal times the rate times the time is equal to 0.12x. That's how much interest I made off the 12% account, plus how much I made off the 6% account. That should be 0.06 there, I just noticed. Should be equal to 540. So if I add these up, I get my next equation. Okay, so those are my two equations. Again, notice there was a typo there, so we'll continue from there. Okay, I decided to solve by the substitution method. So let's do that next. Let me move down a little bit first. Okay, here we go. Okay, so again, here's my system of equations. I decided to take this equation and solve for y, which I have right here. And I'm going to plug it in for y into the other equation. So if you see that, I have 0.12x plus 0.06 times y, which is this, 5,900 minus x, is equal to 540. I go ahead and simplify this, apply the distributive property here, and come up with the next equation. I add my like terms together and subtract 354, divide by 0.06, and I get $3,100. So $3,100 is invested at 12%. Now I'm going to go back and solve for y. Okay, to solve for y, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this value in for x into this equation right here, which I did below here. And we got 2,800 for y. So 3,100 was invested at 12% and 2,800 was invested at 6%. That concludes this example.